Welcome back. We're the Bourbon Junkies. This is another episode of Poor Guest.
Dude, get Chris on. That is the title.
Dan's got some stories. I need to go get my notepad because I have a couple. I do not want to try that.
Want to try that?
No.
Another pour.
No, I'm good.
Now on. I might have just bumped. It played a sound, and you guys will know what that is soon.
Oh, it's still going.
Got it. I do like that it shows
you know
that.
What? We'll move that.
We now know
out,
our soundboard
so
does things.
We can't even do that anymore. I'm going to go grab a whiskey. You pour that. There's no way I want that.
On this episode of Another Pour, which is now on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, I'm going to drink Koval Single Barrel Whiskey Rye Amarana Barrel Finished Distilled in Chicago, which means their distillate. And it's 100 proof, which is maybe the best proof ever. What's your favorite proof ever right now?
I think between...
No, I want give me like a...
Actual number? You want like an actual number?
Because ranges make it easy.
I think 107.
107 proof?
Yeah.
That's a good proof.
It is.
Because of Jack 12.
Yes. 100%.
Weller's fine.
Jack 12, I think, is actually way more the reason of 107 than Antique.
Jack 12 is.
All right. I have Stag 22B.
How much you want to bet I hit this off, break it, because there's cement below it with this mic arm because I moved it?
You know, I would like to bet $0 because I would really like it. You know what? A large amount so you don't do it. How about that?
That's reverse psychology, someone say.
God, this thing's stuck in there. Look at that.
Hey, I'm going to be honest, because I've already emptied one of those. I had to use my teeth to get it out. It's miserable, buddy. You're going to drink Stag. Just a little nip of Stag. Which one?
22B.
We haven't had that one.
I have not. Dude, that was really like in there.
And when you put it back in, you realize how in there it is. Yep.
Gone forever.
Yeah, those are, it's like you need a pry tool to get those out.
I got up to get that, and I was going to get my notepad.
Yeah.
With my,
you didn't do it. Is that your notepad?
And I forgot. It is not.
Shit.
Burb.
All right. So today, I have a whiskey topic we can talk about, or we just do stories. Okay, so whiskey topic. Let's just do that first. For the people who are into whiskey, we'll talk about this for a little while. And then...
All right, hit me with that whiskey topic.
If you're interested and you've been around the channel for a minute, the YouTube channel, you know of the cat named Cookie.
Yeah.
And Cookie has been through hell lately, and we're going to talk about it in a minute. But first, the topic that I want to talk about with whiskey was Spirits Awards. Just as a general topic.
So we'll go right to Cookie. Because realistically, I hate talking about whiskey awards.
I want to make I want to start a Spirit Awards organization that's solely and purely for nobody except consumers.
Okay, isn't that the point of all of them though?
Nope. I actually think it's the opposite.
You think it's for retailers?
I think it's for distilleries and it's marketing.
Oh, yeah.
I think that now most of all of the Spirit Awards. So just to give you a general idea, I actually Googled Spirit Awards the other day, and just because eventually I want to talk about this. If you just Google Spirit Awards, because I was seeing how many there were, just a general, the whole first page every link is a truly different one. LA, New York, San Francisco, all the big cities have their own Spirit Awards. Somehow San Francisco is just the biggest one, right?
So yeah, there are a couple different ones that are heads and shoulders above the most.
Sure.
That people talk about.
San Francisco's
one of
the
them.
one.
The Ascots are coming up.
Ascots, Fred Minnick's.
Those I think are really the big two that people look inside of whiskey.
I think so. Ascot, actually Fred was on San Francisco's panel and then launched his own. And I don't blame him at all for launching. It sounds like truly, and I don't mean anything we talk about or say today. Neither of us have any qualms with Fred or anything like that, obviously. I hung out with Fred the other day. It was a blast.
All I heard is you have all the malice in the world.
Dude.
Towards anyone that has a whiskey spirits competition.
Me and Fred, and now I do think when I got on Matt ADHD Whiskey's live stream, when he hit 50,000 subscribers, he did a live stream. Fred was on there. I came in with the belt on. I got on that stream with the belt.
So you came in a little hot.
I came in.
I couldn't make it. We were. You
guys were out of town.
Yeah, we were out of town, and I didn't have anything to set up. I just got to wish Matt the best.
I came in hot.
Yeah,
on
brand.
It's on Matt's stream. Matt hosts Matt Madness, and I won, and I have the physical belt for it. I wore the belt. Matt pulled me in. The camera was zoomed into my waist with the belt on. Fred's on the stream, right?
Yeah.
Me and Fred have never spoken a word to each other.
Yeah, we have.
When?
We've talked to Fred.
No, we haven't. We've never met
we
Fred.
We never talked to Fred.
No. Well, hi. That's
Luna.
Hi, babe. Or not. We're shooting a podcast right now.
We will be in like 25 minutes.
Is Holden inside? Are you leaving? Okay. That's fine. Will you just tell him that? Okay. And tell him, like, unless it's like an emergency, like, try not to like come out 1,000 times. He's with Carter. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Love
just
you.
Load up Fortnite.
That's what they're doing. Him and Carter are playing Fortnite. Getting your tootsies done. I love you.
Oh my gosh. Is that your favorite?
She loves getting her tootsies done.
I know.
She painted my fingernails the other day. 3 of them.
Do you get to pick your color when you get your tootsies done?
And the design.
Yeah. Oh, we're being shy about this?
Yep. We're just experiencing shyness at 3. We're learning it.
Okay.
She doesn't like awkward moments.
Okay. I want to take a detour.
Sure.
In the middle of your conversation because of that.
Yeah.
Is that the most adorable shit in the world?
When they're shy?
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Why?
Because I want to normalize it's okay to feel what you're feeling right now.
Yeah.
Like don't like accept that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then we'll figure out how to just
be
normalized,
because
right?
I get to see that as she's very young and coming into her own person.
Yeah.
So like she has a thought and then she's like, no. Also to what you're saying, it was like, I want the world to accept you.
Yeah.
And to what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it was like, it's just so adorable though.
What I want is her to keep the ideology that she doesn't have to give a flying fuck about anybody else and their thoughts and opinions.
Whatever you like, you should like.
Be you without encroaching on other people's stuff. Be you.
It's tough, man.
There's a balance.
It's tough.
You got to be you without being an asshole.
Yeah.
There's like a line, right?
Yeah.
So what the goal is that
like a broad line
stay you forever within a very normal amount. Don't hurt other people. You can't be Dexter's him. He kills people.
Yeah.
But he's still him. There's a problem, right? I don't want her to like be a bully and like beat the shit out of people and that kind of stuff. What I want is her to be her and within her own universe and world and like be confidently her. Now, I will say she looked at Mandy the other day. My sister is Mandy. She looked at Mandy in the car. This is back when Holden was playing soccer. She looks at Mandy and she goes, and they had just done like some makeup thing or something, or she put on a silly hat or they were like playing and she goes, "Why are you ugly?" And Mandy goes, "What did you just say?" And Luna goes, and she realized that she had said something that was like weird to Mandy. And she looked at Mandy and she goes, "Stop it." Like immediately because she felt it.
Yep.
And Luna was joking.
She's got a lot of feelings.
But she didn't realize like when she's joking, she doesn't realize how people accept. The other day, she looked at me and she goes, "I don't love you." And I go, "What did you just say to me?" And she goes, "I don't love you." And I'm like, and she's like, right now she's Dada's girl and never wants her mom, never wants anybody
100%.
else. And she's like, and I was looked at her and go, "Yes, you do." And she goes, "Stop it." Because she feels that weird sense of like, did I hurt your feelings?
Yep.
And I don't want her to like be sad about it.
She's at that age that she has a very good diction.
Yeah.
And doesn't understand the weight of words.
Yeah. There's no context.
Yeah. It's fantastic to watch.
But most of the time it's really funny because all kids will just tell you exactly, truly what they're thinking.
No filter.
And often just be like, "What's the problem?" Mm-hmm. Yeah, dumbass. You know what I mean? Holden, I don't know, dude. Holden's getting to the point now. This is a disaster.
Oh,
he's too young to have a sex talk with. He's 8.
Ugh.
The world has accelerated sex
100%.
talks, right?
Yeah.
He's 8, and then he'll be like, "What does 69 mean?" And I'll be like, "Hey man, chill, dude.
Hey man, at like 12, we're gonna have to sit down really
and I think it's gonna be earlier than 12.
You think so?
I do.
Yeah, probably like
because he's
10,
getting
11.
way too much of this shit from school. Any like he'll play Fortnite, and we have it online, so he can only play with friends.
Yeah,
I know they're like his cousins and stuff like that. He can't play with strangers unless I'm with him. Then I can like. I
think it's better or worse?
I think it's probably worse.
You think it's worse?
Yeah,
because of how he's getting information.
We monitor it pretty well, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
Like for real. Because he can watch YouTube. We let him watch YouTube and stuff, but he watches like Unspeakable, Mr. Beast.
I'm just thinking it's like I'm almost a little indifferent right now.
Yeah.
Don't have a kid that
Sure.
age, so it makes sense.
Right.
That it was like I want you to get some information.
Some.
And maybe it all doesn't have to be from me.
This is the exact same thing as Santa Claus.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the first parent to tell your kid, right? Because you ruined it for the whole school. Because your kid went to school, he goes, guess what, guys? That shit's fake. Like immediately. Yeah. But you also can't be the last because your kid can't be the kid that's left out.
That kid can't also be at the cafeteria.
Yeah.
I mean, like, hey,
crying.
Penis, vagina, babies. Dude, let's talk 100%. About it. And you're like, whoa, what the?
He looked at me. He's like, "What's 69 mean?" I'm like, "That's some adult stuff. Like we'll learn as we get older." Yep. And then he's like,
"We got to shelf that."
What did he say to me today on the way? We went to the farmer's market this morning, and he said something. And he goes, "I know what that means." And I go, "You don't know what that means?" And he goes, "Yeah, it means making out." And I'm like, "If that's what you think it means right now, we're good. Like that's an acceptable range of your knowledge." Then he went, "But more." And I go. And I'm like, what's more mean? And he goes, when you're naked. I'm like, where are you? Where? You're 8, dude?
Yeah.
Like there's realistically no sexuality in your life yet. You don't even know what's going on. It's terrifying.
He'll get there though.
Oh,
he will get
the sex talk is pre-12 for sure. 4 more years. There's no way, dude. God damn. Well, I don't even know what grade you're in when you're 12. There's no way though.
We got it.
He's in 2nd grade.
I think I got it in 5th grade.
I got it around 11 to 12, the talk.
No, not with my parents. I'm saying the school one was like
that was middle school for me.
I got it in 5th.
That's early.
Yeah,
it feels early from a school.
You know, I'll never forget it because I said the word hard on in the cafeteria. I got suspended for that shit.
You did?
I did.
What?
Because I talked
in elementary school.
Yeah, because I talked about what we learned and was like, I'm just regurgitating.
Yeah, that's
the
not
exact
fair.
video.
Yeah,
and it was like talking about a hard on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have no context to what this is. The kid,
hey, and as a kid,
let's handle this better.
As a kid, that's funny as hell.
The funniest thing I've ever heard. Because I had no idea what I'm learning about. I'm like,
dude, you know, the person that suspended you, never been with a woman. You know what I mean? Or a man, whatever they're into. I don't care. But I'm just saying, like, they're like sexually so frustrated. They're like, how dare you talk about fun?
Yeah.
I had the most hard on, because I don't call it, I don't know why. I have like trauma with the word. Hard or that's a phrase.
This, I just want to also point out, this got so sideways so fast.
It did. Sorry. We'll get back to it.
Yeah. Kids will do that.
One time, I don't think I've ever told this story. I think Ricky knows it and my parents know it. One time I was like 11, 12, maybe 13. I was a young boy though.
Fear boner.
Hitting puberties, right? And I'm in the shower and I'm learning that like, damn,
feels pretty good.
Stuff's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Little like, dude, we're all sudsed up, like suds everywhere, right? I'm in the shower. My mom's like, we gotta go. I'm like, yeah, just a minute. Right? I don't even know what's going on truly.
I'm gonna need about at least all the time you'll give me.
Yeah. My mom just, I don't know, let's call it 3 minutes later, busts in the door. Now the shower curtain's shut.
Yeah.
There's some privacy in there. Shower curtain shut, and she goes, hey, you got to get out. I'm like, get out, just a minute. You know, I'm almost done in here.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm notorious even then for taking super long showers.
Sidebar on the sidebar. Dan takes the longest shower of anyone I've ever met.
If you'll give me 45 in there, I'll take it. Yeah. Every day of the week.
100%.
And I'm not wasting water, and don't tell me I am. I'm meditating. I'm relaxing.
No, I agree with you. I also take a very long shower.
It's truly alone time.
Yeah, it is. Because it's just you.
Yeah.
You're hanging out.
Doing whatever you want.
Relaxed place.
Yeah.
I'll just stand there. I'll just dance back and forth.
Yep.
And back and forth. What am I doing? Just staying warm.
Yeah.
Just nothing
Sometimes
else.
You slip a finger in the back.
Nope.
What?
No.
Anyways, I'm sitting there and my mom comes in and mind you, I'm a child, right? Like legitimately.
Yeah.
I'm a child.
You're still her baby.
She goes, shower curtain, full open, full blown, right? And my mom just goes, oh my gosh, do you have a hard on?
Oh no, Mom.
Dude, I went, Mom, don't say it like, because at this time, like,
there's no recovery.
Kids think like the word's boner for kids, especially at our, like back in our day or whatever. But I literally was like, I can never, that word now, trauma. Thankfully, Ricky knows that story. But the word hard on for me is like, yeah, my mom said that when I did. You know what I mean?
Not once.
Isn't that weird?
In front of my parents. Never not.
Well, I didn't do it intentionally in front of my parents.
I know, but I think I pray to God that never happened in my youth.
Yeah. It's mortifying.
Scarring.
It's more
Scarring.
You now
shit
know
for
why
you.
I have all this
Yeah,
trauma.
I get that.
Got caught with porn
What?
by my dad. Told my mom. Fucking snitch. Snitch, dude. This is back when we had dial-up, right? Like
This is
AOL
why,
disc.
you know what? This is why you became a network engineer.
This is why
you got caught on the computer and you thought, you know what?
I need to learn
never
how to
get caught
scrub
again?
that internet.
Never again will I get caught.
Mm-hmm.
This is your
Might be
your
my
origin story.
That's my origin
Yeah.
story. The worst IT engineer of all time.
Yeah, I just want to look porn and not get caught.
Dude, you know what my dad made me do? This might be fucked up. He sat down and he went through the URLs and he goes,
Oh no.
this is what you're into? You think that's okay? Mind you, grew up in a very Christian household.
Very much
So this was a hot thing at the time.
Yeah.
You think that's okay? You think that's acceptable? You think this is you know that's wrong? You know, like that was the fucking conversation. Crazy, dude. Now here's the thing. What happens when I catch hold? Because inevitably,
it's gonna happen.
right? I
Yeah.
catch hold with porn and I go, hey bro,
Let's talk about it.
be cool.
I think
That's super unhealthy.
I think
as a
the
kid.
way it went down, I'm not casting any stones to your father.
Sure.
That was the day and age that they got brought up in.
Yeah.
I think it's just healthy. You sit down, you're like, hey man, I get it.
Yeah.
Daddy does it too. I mean,
You got
what are
to
you
check
gonna
out www. dot.
It's not like that. It's
Yeah,
it's a very like normal human thing.
Yeah.
You just get into.
No, so
man.
here's the thing. It is. I think
I just can't imagine chastising a child
Right.
anymore. Like,
because you're already
I think
embarrassed.
How fragile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Well-
like it goes back to she was embarrassed talking about her
Toenail
choice of
color.
Her toenail.
Yeah.
It was like that is such a fragile thing.
Sure.
You don't want to like.
Well, and on top of that, I actually think
Kids
now
are
that you point
delicate.
that out, to add to that, I already think this is like such a sin because I was so religious. So I already had this built-in religion guilt
Yeah.
to even J-O-ing. No, not even porn, just
Yeah.
J-O-ing, dude. I could J-O raw. I could stare at the wall and J-O. That's a sin. Right? 100%. Dude, then when you add naked people on top of it, way worse sin. Even though all sins in theory created equal,
I'm
it's
glad we
not.
grew up a little bit different.
Dude. So when this is happening, it made it so much worse because I'm like, I genuinely thought when I J-O'd, people that had died could see me do it. Like my grandma. So, dude, this is all a religion
You had
thing.
the
I swear
worst
to God.
fucking J.O. experience I've ever heard of in my life.
All of them. I was built in guilt. You could have thought I was Catholic for like 30 years.
Oh yeah, I mean,
'Cause
they
that's
really
the
buried
guilt
that
thing.
on, yeah.
The
Oh my god.
yeah, it's wild how crazy it got. But I grew up in church, grew up in youth, grew up
Yep.
and like preached at a church. Like literally my whole mine was like kind of set up to be a pastor or something of that sort. Was I think the ideology.
I think you had like a solid 75%.
Yeah.
I think that was your career path.
My
for
dad
a
was
hot minute.
preaching intermittently.
Yeah.
I preached at a
Youth pastor.
church camp on the book of Job because I loved that book, best book in the Bible,
Job.
all about punishing somebody for not believing in God. I was like Job like said no to God and God took away his whole family, killed them all. I preached a sermon on it, swear to God. Anyways,
I'm gonna look at this.
I'm a
camera right there,
masochist,
and
dude. That's
come to find
crazy.
out I have partnered with a crazy person.
I'm a masochist.
Yeah,
That's
you
wild.
are.
I like Revelations.
You like
too.
pain.
Revelations
you like
is the
punishment.
best.
Sorry,
Mhm.
I'm finding out some weird kinks about you, huh? All right, cool.
So yeah, so it was like it did make it way worse. Now I do agree. Now in today's age, like with Holden, I pull him aside. We're going to talk about a story that happened yesterday in my life.
So I would say, realistically, I think you are a good progressive parent.
Yeah,
And I think
sure.
you talk about things very progressively.
Sure.
So you take the topics and you talk about them as they come to
Yeah.
you. So I think it's going to be good for the kid.
I do
It's
too.
going to be a wildly different experience than you had.
100%. Hyper
But to
different.
have that, like the Ford mindset is a little bit different. Because
Sure.
we talk about what we had to grow up
Yeah.
with, and you're like, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
And we always want to do I would like to do it better than my parents
Just figure it out.
thing.
Yeah.
So I always hope I will be like that.
Yeah.
But you never know until you're there.
I don't think that it's hard to be like that because I think that as we move forward in society, we Like, okay, my dad's day and age was not to talk about your emotions.
No.
I've seen my dad cry
no way,
once.
shape, or form was it like, hey, we have emotions.
Yeah.
We acknowledge them.
Yeah.
It was, you bury them
that
down
shit.
deep.
Don't be a pussy.
Yeah.
Don't be a shut the fuck up, bitch. Like, there wasn't even therapy for dudes. There was, but
Yeah.
it wasn't a used service or anything.
Yeah, we tease the shit out of you if you win.
Yeah. And so I think now, I just think it's more normalized that it's like, yeah, hey, just we all know now. You're supposed to. You should have talked about it. So like with Holden, it's like like the porn subject is like, listen, this isn't real life. Is the important lesson to learn?
Yes.
This is a very abnormal thing. This is entertainment.
Yeah.
You're not watching real life, right?
You're basically doing the exact same thing when you watch that is when you're watching a movie.
Going to a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are not real life.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange ain't real.
Right.
And what you're watching over here also ain't real.
Hey, man, don't try and throw these tricks down first time.
Yeah.
Not going to work. And she's going to be like,
No
what the fuck are you doing? Get out of there. That's what she's going to say.
That's how that works.
She's going to get the fuck out.
Yeah. I still get that same one. But like,
no, 100. But yeah, it can. This is the thing. Everything can be this learning and teaching
the whole
moment.
Debate
yeah.
is like, what is it? Maya Rudolph. She did the whole thing. It was man, I can't think of the name of it. She did a whole deep dive on like the porn industry and like how like bad it was.
Sure.
And they're like, so my God.
Listen, a lot of people in porn are hyper traumatized.
I have to.
Like, that's real.
Because it was honestly, it was like a Netflix documentary.
Oh shit.
Can't remember what it was.
On porn?
Yeah.
Really? Was it big? Well,
Yeah.
Maya Rudolph had to be pretty big. That Koval is phenomenal. I got a burp, but it won't come out. That's crazy, dude. That Koval you might not hate. It's a rye though. It's good. That's really good. But yeah, I do genuinely believe that could just be a teaching. I think almost everything can be a teaching moment if you allow yourself the patience to talk to your child in a way that's not talking down to them. Every time you talk down to them, they're going to shut down and they're not going to learn anything. They're going to be frustrated and embarrassed and whatever. And I think realistically, you can scoot past that part if you're willing to like be on their level and
I can't find it.
Try to understand. I don't remember who I heard say it.
I thought it was like Real Girls or something.
Oh my gosh, yes. That is I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, it's real. It is named something just like
Real
that.
Girls or something like that. I couldn't find it.
It was definitely on Netflix.
I'm trying to find it and not find porn in my Google search.
Good luck.
That's a fine line, come to find out.
Oops.
Yeah. So I think it was that, and it was like literally talking about girls that were like in the industry and like how devastating it was. So it was like when you learn that side of it's and then
dark.
you now have to take all that knowledge, you distill it down into your life experiences, everything that you know, and then you have to tell that to an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey man, like this is how it works.
Yeah.
And what you're seeing is not real.
Yeah.
And that is never going to translate to real life.
Yeah.
But it's also a healthy thing.
Jay Owen's good for you, dude.
Yeah.
I'll stand by it. You got a J.O. Listen, you can't get backed up ever. It's bad for your health.
Yeah.
No, what is it? No J.O. November?
No nut. Yeah.
Yeah.
No nut November.
That's bullshit. And that's bad for your prostate. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure.
But all these people that do it, you go up, and then that 1 month, you're like, you know what?
I could not do a whole month. Could you do a month?
Fuck no.
A week?
You shitting me?
A week.
Without?
Mm-hmm. No. Not even close, dude. 3 days?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They do 3 days.
3 days is rough.
Really?
3's rough.
Okay. So I will say you don't ever leave your house.
I have
your compound.
Sure.
Dan has a compound here, so he just stays here.
Safe back here.
Indoctrinates people.
Safe back here.
You don't ever go out on like vacation to say your in-laws.
Yeah.
So you don't do a weekend away.
Oh, a weekend away, I'm still J. Owen.
What?
Buddy, I'm J. Owen everywhere.
What?
Everywhere. Give me a weekend away. Give me a location. Give me a space.
Your parents' cabin.
Hunt. Dude.
I hope they don't watch
last
it.
time I was there.
I hope they don't watch it.
Was there for 2 days.
What?
It wasn't even a J.O. It was BJ.
Oh, well.
Taking care. It's got to be taken care. It doesn't have to be. There's no way, dude. I'm going everywhere. It's literally the same as Tom Segura's last comedy tour name.
Is it I Came Everywhere?
I'm Coming Everywhere.
Yeah.
And dude, I just watched Tom
You're a wild
Segura's
person.
new Netflix special.
Good. Wait.
One of my favorite comedians of all time is Tom Segura.
Oh, I don't like the preface here.
One of my favorites.
You don't
ever.
preface a lot unless
I got like a Dave Chappelle, Joe Rogan, Tom Segura.
fair. All-star lineup.
Eliza Schlesinger's probably in there.
Oh, for sure.
Whitney Cummings probably in there.
Okay.
But anyways, these are like a big fan of this crowd. Yeah. There were some like really funny jokes, like really funny stories, setups, everything. And then there was just some like downtime, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
And I won't give any of it away. The last joke in Tom Segura's newest special on Netflix is the funniest joke he's ever told.
Really?
Ever.
Okay. I thought you were going to like
the whole overall special, not his best special.
Okay.
His best joke is the last joke of that special. And it's perfect. It's hilarious. It's seemingly, I mean, it could definitely be relatable. It's executed perfectly.
Did you go back and watch Bert's last stand up?
Razzle Dazzle?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet. And I don't know why, because I love Bert so much.
So much of it.
I love
Literally
Bert so much.
Like a lot of it was workshop.
That's why I didn't watch it.
We need to go back
went and
watch
saw him in
it's
person.
Different.
It is?
Different.
Is it better?
Yes.
Oh, his stand up in person was good.
It was. But the like 3/4 of it, the same. The last quarter, different.
Oh.
So he took, I will say that he took a lot of shit that worked and was killed.
Really?
Killed. People were dying there. That stayed in there.
Okay.
And then like some of the like the downtime that like we were talking about didn't work. That's gone.
That makes sense.
The ending entirely different.
Really?
Yeah.
So Tom Segura just released all of the jokes they edited out of his Netflix special.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yep.
2 of those jokes are significantly funnier for me than 2 of the jokes in the special.
Oh, so
and
I've
it's
seen
really weird.
I've seen a couple of the YouTube ones.
Yeah.
But I have not seen the special itself.
Yeah, dude, the last joke, I had Ricky watch the last joke this morning when we were driving to the farmer's market in the car. She was watching it and she was dying. It's so funny. And she didn't watch the whole special. She watched only the last joke.
Tom's good.
Funniest. Tom's so funny.
Funny guy.
We saw Tom in person 3 times now. We saw Your Mom's House live. 2 Tom stand up, do him stand up twice. His crowd work
all right
is phenomenal.
We're 27 minutes in.
We did a good job talking about spirits
awards. Do you want to
awards.
get back into your spirits award thing? I feel like we might be able to dip the
We could
toe
do
back
that.
into it.
Okay, what I was saying was we got to hang out with Fred, and
Yeah.
this is where we stopped. Hanging out with Fred, by the end of it, I'm convinced me and Fred may be best friends.
Yeah.
By the end of that stream, me and him were giving Matt shit together, and it was phenomenal.
I think it is very, 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 very accepted. Every time Fred has a couple drinks, opens up a little bit, has some more fun, chills out.
He was a blast on there.
Everyone loves him.
He was making fun of Jason's trains. Jason got a train out, buddy, on the stream and opened it. And Dragon was like, "It's fine." Fred goes, "Glad you finally came to terms with how shit those trains are."
Because
so
that's
funny.
where the clip comes from.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck your fucking train. Was Fred talking about his train at the time? He was like, I got one of these trains.
These
And
Jim Beam decanters.
every time Fred has a couple drinks, actually opens up, like just chills out, relaxes, normal Fred.
I think Comfy Fred's good.
Yes.
Comfy Fred is like, dude, on Bourbon Pursuit, Comfortable Fred's great. Jackie was on there. He's like giving her shit.
Yep.
And we just have never spoken to Fred. We don't know Fred personally. Obviously, we know of Fred. Everybody does. But, dude, by the end, I started a sentence, and Matt never talks over anybody, even when he should.
He can,
right? He interrupted my story, and I was asking a question, and I go, "Yeah, man, fuck my sentence, huh?" Fred starts laughing, and then I asked Matt, "What's your favorite?" I asked him like, "What's your favorite pick you've ever done?" or something like that. And then Fred was like, "Oh, I like that question." So Fred starts grilling Matt a little bit because Matt won't answer my question.
Yeah.
And then I start grilling Matt, and Fred's grilling Matt, and I'm like, it was perfect. It was phenomenal. We had a great time.
I'm a bad friend. I need to go back and rewatch that live stream.
Oh, dude,
I wish I could have made it.
A little while in was so much fun, dude.
Just had nothing.
And I was like, one of those things where I was like, Fred's a big name in whiskey,
is.
like a huge personality. Now, this is where we started talking about Fred is the Ascot Awards, right?
Yeah.
So he has the Ascot Awards. There's a San Francisco, LA, New York. There's like American Craft Spirits. There's an International Spirits Award. I swear to God, this list is endless of awards.
There are so many different awards that you can stick on a bottle.
The problem is okay. So all of the, I don't know all of them. We know that San Francisco and Ascot, we know they do them blind because Matt's a judge for Ascot Awards.
Yes.
So we know some of how the inner workings, I guess, but they do them blind. They get the samples and they do them blind. And then they basically give them a score, the spirit, whatever it is. They give them a score, and then that score is determines how they get a double gold or a platinum or whatever their scoring system is.
I think they do too many a day. That's my...
Too many in one day?
Yeah.
So I don't know the layout of in the Ascot Awards per se.
Yeah.
Do I need to do 20 samples a day? Do I need to do 100? Do I have these samples for 3 days and that's it and there's 300 samples?
I'm not going to say it, but I feel like Fred has said that they do a shit ton in a day.
Burn, dude. Fred can
but
burn
it's all like you just throw it in, rinse around, and spit it out.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they do it so many a day.
Yeah. They're not hammered all day.
Spirits in a day.
Mm-hmm.
You do a metric shit ton of samples in a day. You roll it around, spit it out. And it was like, dude, at the end of the day, you're still getting drunk.
Well, and I think, Fred has said that, no matter how you can spit all of it out.
Yeah.
And eventually there's just a limit. You're just getting, it's absorbing.
It absorbs, yep.
You're swallowing your spit, which still had alcohol in it to some extent. There is, now I don't know, I don't know how many the San Francisco Awards do. I don't know how many Ascot or LA or anybody does. But I think what is interesting is so I'm going to be fully honest and transparent. If we release a bottle of Virtue and it wins an award fucking anywhere,
put it everywhere,
I'd be ecstatic.
Yeah,
and I don't
100%.
care how serious a consumer takes it or not. I would be like, that's cool as fuck.
Yeah. You have to.
You have, because it is, if that's
just
yours
good-
and you made it, that's cool.
It is free marketing.
I know, but
at
it's
that point
also
in time.
does
when it
feel
wins
good.
You win an award, that is free marketing for you. You'd be like, hey, we won this at this competition, whatever. Someone really, really liked it.
Yeah.
Free marketing.
It's free marketing, but from a personal standpoint, it is
Feels
cool
great.
to see somebody say, that was really good, man. And it doesn't matter this could be literally somebody that made up an award ceremony 4 days ago. And they were like, I give that a gold. You're like, that's really cool.
I'll take
That's
that.
actually really
Yeah,
cool.
I will 100%
Yeah.
take that. Thank you, sir. No one is going to see this, but thank you.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to plaster that everywhere.
Yes. Now, this is the thing. I think currently Spirit Awards are set up only for distilleries to market.
Yeah.
For them, seemingly. Because I think what happens is you have I shouldn't say only, but mostly.
Yeah.
They're catered towards the distillery. They're not catered to the consumer.
I agree because of how many things that we see win gold, double gold, platinum, or we're going to go, really?
That we know collectively people in consumer wise
Do not like.
aren't buying.
And it is not it's not my profile. It's how in the world would that win a gold?
Right. That's a pretty normal whiskey and it
Yeah.
beat X, which is
Yeah.
this monster that everybody knows is more complex. Or like you said, the taste part is so subjective that
is.
whoever your judges are just probably going to curate a list that is subjective to their taste to some extent.
Yeah.
Some products are legitimately built better than other products.
100%.
A 1-year-old bourbon is never going to be better than a great 9-year-old bourbon. It just doesn't have the ability to do so. It can't. Not a good 9-year-old. No, I'm not saying any 9-year-old. I'm saying a great 9-year-old whiskey.
Yes.
A Coy Hill cannot be worse than a mellow corn. It can't be, right? From a constructed standpoint, one is richer and more complex.
But when you look at it and you say, okay, Miller Corn's,
$20
old or whatever, it's $20. It's great for the price tag or whatever. And
but these awards are blind. There's
no.
no value award. Your award is the whiskey in the bottle.
Yeah, but when you go through a day and you go, okay, well, I had tequila in the morning, and then we did mezcal, and then we had bourbon, and then we had scotch.
That's
and it was
hard. That's very hard. And I don't know who does that to what extent or what the breaks are like, or if that's done, if bourbon's done today and mezcal's done tomorrow and tequila, whatever. But I don't know the exact breakdown. I agree that could be a problem though.
So I also see a very large disconnect of YouTubers putting their top 10s out versus almost any like double gold, platinum, whatever awards that you see at a whiskey awards ceremony.
Like a reputable one?
Yeah. Even San Francisco.
Right.
Like everything feels super padded.
Okay.
And you look at the people that are, you know, in our scape putting out what their top 10 is. And it's not all the platinums or whatever they're giving out that year, or the double gold.
Sure.
It was like, yeah, you can be double gold and best new craft.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it is top 20 of the year.
Right.
So
most of them are broken.
Everything has a gauge.
Well, most of San Francisco, Ascot does it too, but a lot of them are broken down to categories.
Yeah.
Best craft whiskey of the year, best single barrel of the year, whatever. Now, I think the difference is like, so you and I make top 10 lists because they just generally do better for content's sake.
100%.
Now, you make a top 10 list at the end of every year or the beginning of the new year for last year. When you make the top 10 list, we take, 20 bottles, do them blind, 20 of our favorite whiskeys from the year. We do those 20 blind, and then we do a top 10 and rank them through the top 10.
Yeah.
The difference is like you and I got, let's just say like realistically 100 good bottles of whiskey a year.
We're also doing 20 of one category.
Yeah.
I think
generally
they do
bourbon.
like 1,000 across fucking
every spirit.
100 categories.
Every spirit. Yeah. Now, the thing that I think happens at like the Spirit Awards is like, even if let's just narrow it to just American whiskey.
Yeah.
If we did our top 20 American whiskeys, which is often what it is, usually we throw like Finnish stuff in there, Rye, stuff like that, bourbons. We don't get things submitted to us because we're an award show.
Yes.
Where all the award shows do, right?
Yeah.
Like
100%, because you're vying for your spot
100%.
to win that gold, double gold, platinum, whatever it is. You would like to put it into that because the buzz that gets, the exact same thing. So
Minnick
you're
changed
saying,
McKenna forever.
Yeah.
Like literally.
You're going to be able to say, hey, I submitted for this award or whatever.
Yeah.
We won double gold. Like, it's really good. It was like, right. Yeah. You want that. You want that for the marketing sake.
100%. Most of the award ceremonies are send 2 bottles and $300, $500, whatever it is for your entry. Right. Dude, if you don't do it, why would that amount of money is a scrub?
It's almost worth
for a
nothing
distillery
to the company to do it for free almost. To be like, hey man, $300, 2 bottles of whiskey, cool man.
Possible winner.
Worst case scenario, we don't win anything.
Yeah.
No one cares.
See, now this
best case scenario, we win and get to plaster it everywhere.
Well, and the thing is everybody else plasters it everywhere. This one X of X, this one the whiskey of the best craft. This
Think
one
about walking through Total Wine. There are ones that literally have cutouts of the gold medallion or the double gold medallion that hang on the neck tag of we won this year. It's like,
after Fred streamed his Ascot Awards, one of the Boulder cast strengths won like at least top 20, somewhere in top 20 from Colorado. I went into our local store 2 days later, and I think that was this year, or last year, whatever. I went into that store and I was looking around. They had Boulder there. I'd love to try it.
Yep.
And honestly, like from the creator standpoint, this bottle will probably do well in a video because it's being kind of hyped.
The needle has been
asked
moved.
for it. They're like, I said, is that the Boulder cast strength? And they said, no, we don't have it. It's gone. Like everybody's looking for it now. It was like, it's been 2 days.
Yeah.
Since literally Fred's Ascot Awards thing, or maybe it wasn't Ascot Awards. Maybe that was just Fred's top 100. That wasn't even Ascot, actually, now that I think about it. But anyways, it's very real. Like the moving of product because of these lists or these awards, that's a real thing. I think that we should just start an award ceremony that's we could say only American whiskey.
Okay.
We categorically immediately make it easier.
Yep.
And make it more specific. And then because this is, I think the other downside of it is, if you and I do a spirits awards, you and I know jack shit about tequila. We don't know what's good or bad.
Tequila,
right?
rum.
We might love it.
Yeah.
They just dumped a shit ton of sugar in it. That's why we like it, right? Whatever. Like this is real for you and I. Now, like we have a better ideas to like constructed whiskeys. We're generally better at that than we are tequila at least. And so I think you limit it to American whiskey, and there's no participation trophies. This is what a lot of the award ceremonies do.
Yeah.
The worst case scenario is you got a bronze.
Yeah.
No matter what. You submitted and here's your bronze sticker. Now I know why you do that, because now every distillery feels like it's worth submitting, because your worst case is I won something, right? It's fine. Listen, if you want to make money and do it, that would be the way to make money and do it. You know how many more submissions you get when there's no risk? There's no risk for the distillery.
No matter what the worst case scenario is, we're getting a bronze.
We got a bronze.
Award.
Yeah. Or we got a silver, because it wasn't dog shit. Yeah. So we got silver. That's not bad. Silver's not bad. That's second. Also, even though that's like fifth.
I feel like everything under gold is kind of
not as cool. It's not as cool. But we do this, right? Star Spirits Awards.
Yep.
American whiskey specifically, because that's our wheelhouse, I'll say.
100%.
And then you get judges in the same wheelhouse, which that would be really easy.
We get
honestly.
Matt,
yeah.
Jason.
Yep.
Cam.
Right. Exactly. People like that. Yeah. We get like that group. You build a little group, American whiskey only, and then you say no participation trophies. But this is why I think draws the distillery in. What draws the distillery in is you won. Let's just say gold's like for real the highest, or platinum's the highest, whatever. You won that, but like that's so meaningful because all 12 of us actually picked that to be that, and there was no bullshit. Yeah. And you didn't have to win any award. I think it actually it's heavier. I think that, dude, I'm going to be honest. If you said
so you're saying there being no bottom like participation shit makes it mean so much.
You could have not won anything.
Yeah.
And you got a double platinum.
Yeah.
I think it's a way heavier medal or award.
Yeah.
When you could have just walked away with nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
We don't have a reason to, you don't have a reason to submit. I know this is the hard part of talking to the distillery into it is you might not get anything. And it was $500 or whatever I don't know what normal charge is. Two bottles.
We're charging $850. So.
It's 2 bottles. It's generally 2 bottles of whiskey and like X amount of money is what it is per submission. But I'm going to be completely honest.
So it sounds like a lot of places are just buying bronze.
They're buying marketing. They're paying for marketing is what they're doing, right? But they're paying for marketing on the off chance that they actually are like hyped to heaven.
Yeah.
And then it's like everywhere and everybody.
Worst case, realistically, a silver medal.
Yeah.
And you just say, hey, man, we got a silver medal.
Yeah. And that doesn't sound bad.
Sounds like we came in second.
It does.
But 96 other brands also took a silver.
Right. So. And don't you think now there would be a lot of having to inform the consumer, but having to conform the consumer, you'd have to get all the consumers on the same ideology that if you saw that medal, it was agreed upon by a bunch of people blind who are all whiskey people, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they won that because and it was all blind and it was whatever.
So all it is boiling down to for us is the actual medallion system that people are getting.
Okay.
Seems a little shitty. When there are participation medals given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but I think that you do. And listen, there are a lot of people who do spirits who are highly educated, all of them, or 5 of them, or way more than we are. Our wheelhouse is very specific or narrow.
Yeah, we're very single filed.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure, and I'm giving everybody benefit of the doubt, I'm sure other spirits awards have people who have larger, they're less narrowed, right?
Yeah. It's a broader span.
They know whiskey and scotch and Canadian and tequila or mezcal, whatever. But I think if you make it more specific, and I think if you make it more important, and make it feel more important to a consumer, I think it carries more weight when it wins.
Okay.
And that's how we start. That's how we take over the Spirits Awards world.
All right. I need to just tell a story that's not anything to do with whiskey.
All right.
Go ahead. I know you got one.
I have a lot.
Well, we're already 40 minutes deep. So
okay.
I need one.
I'm going to TLDR. I'm going to sum up the week.
Just give me one. Just one story.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you. Okay.
Just
ready?
One story.
Ricky.
Yeah.
We have an omen around our home right now, like an animal omen. And so, and I don't know how it happened. I don't know what witchcraft Ricky did inside our home to cause this, right? But
I don't know what that means.
You're about to find out exactly what it means, dude.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Ricky leaves, takes the kids to my parents. My parents watch our kids. That's our daycare is my parents. So anyways, I work, Ricky works. Ricky takes going into work. So Ricky takes the kids to my parents in the morning. They live 4 miles away from me. So on the way home, she gets home and she comes out here and she's like, I hit a rabbit. and she's wanted another rabbit. We've had 2 fucking rabbits, right? And we literally intentionally gave away the second rabbit to a family who wanted it because it was a fucking asshole. The first rabbit was phenomenal. Timothy was goated.
Was a good rabbit.
Timothy was the cookie of rabbits.
Yeah.
We're not going to get a better rabbit.
100%.
There's no replacing Timothy.
Yeah.
He was a dog that was a rabbit, right? Cookie's
100%.
a dog that's a cat. So anyways, we're sitting there and she goes, I hit a rabbit. I go, that sounds like a real good idea that you don't need another rabbit. Like if there was ever a sign in the universe that we don't need a rabbit, you killed another rabbit with your car. We don't need a rabbit. So I walk out of this door. I'm out here. She tells me this. I walk out and as
Ian kicks a rabbit.
the Tahoe is what Ricky drives, parked in front of the house. I walked out and I look.
Oh God, no.
I look at the Tahoe and I go, the rabbit's ears are hanging down from under your car. She goes, stop. And I'm like,
Ricky told me about this.
yeah. And I'm giving her shit, like jokingly, right? Because there's no way. And then she goes over there and looks. I don't think anything of it. It looks like it's probably like a tree branch or something. She walks over and she goes, oh my gosh. And she just gets away from the car. And I go, what is that? And she goes, it's the rabbit. And it's hanging from the rear sway bar.
Yeah.
And you can see its ears dangling. It was the ears. I was right on accident.
Yeah.
I look at Ricky and I go,
it was just the head of the rabbit, I heard.
Yeah. Well, so Ricky's rear passenger tire's completely flat.
Perfect.
On the same rabbit trip.
Oh.
She hits the rabbit and blows a tire out on the same trip. She doesn't know the tire's flat. Thankfully, the tire wasn't flat when she was driving home. When it sat there for 30 minutes, it literally like on the rim flat. Flat,
yeah.
right? And I'm like sitting there and I go, well, when we take that, or I actually said to her, I go, when you take that uptown to get that tire fixed, have them get that rabbit out. I'm not touching the rabbit. That's disgusting.
You're a terrible
There's
person.
no way. And then I was like,
you got to do that for your wife.
I looked at her and she goes, well, I'm taking your car. I go, hell no, you're not. You've been hitting shit, flattening tires. I was at Discount 2 weeks ago getting a different flat fix for you. You're not driving my car into any buildings today, right? That's what I'm thinking. I said that to her. But so then I'm like, don't be a bitch. Fucking stop being, just go get the fucking rabbit out. I put one glove on.
Oh, I'm for sure putting gloves on.
Oh, I'm not touching them.
Yeah, it's
at this point I don't.
Been well seasoned.
And at this point I don't know the extent of the rabbit. I haven't physically seen said rabbit.
Pulverized.
Yep. I just know it's probably not alive.
Yeah.
So I put a glove on. I got like, dude, this is clearly not sponsored. Steel makes these work gloves. I will never not. I just bought my dad a pair for Father's Day. I go, I'll never not own that pair of gloves. They're like $30. I put those things through hell. I've put them through heaven. I've done everything except JO in them to bring it back. And they're the best gloves I've ever owned in my life. But I go put one on. They're nice thick work gloves. Put one on. I walk over to the car. I lay on the ground and I look under it. And I look under it. It's 2 ears dangling on one side of the sway bar.
Oh, goodness.
In the back of the pelt on the other side of the sway bar. And its eyes are just out, right?
So Easter's just a little bit ruined for you this year, is what I'm hearing.
Grab the ear and I go, I don't really want to work to get this out because that's going to make it worse.
Yeah.
You know, you're kind of hoping it falls out.
Yeah.
Grab the ear.
Like the best of the worst.
Right. Grab the ear, pull it right out. As I'm holding onto its ear, I swear to God.
I can only hope your children just parade it on out.
Nobody's home.
Like,
I'm
hey,
the only
Daddy,
one.
what are you doing?
I'm the only one. No. I got the ear like this.
I'm ruining Easter for you kids.
There's a head. The eyes are... It's been decapitated. And then it's this much of the pelt is just hanging down. There's nothing attached to the pelt. It's just fur.
Okay.
I walk it over. I throw it in the woods. I'm like, fuck, that's fucked up. That's pretty fucked up.
At what point did one of your dogs come out?
And that, dude, seemingly not yet. No, seemingly not yet. So this happens. Ricky actually puts her own spare tire on like a badass. She goes and got her own. Come to find out, she ran over a rock. It penetrated her tire, went inside. So they patched it. The tire's fine, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be flat again in a week. After this, I'm like, damn, that's intense, right?
Your girl likes flat tires.
You know, the day it rained really hard. It was that night. Okay.
Did the rest of the rabbit body drop down?
Oh, you
like,
imagine? No, I did search under the car to confirm that there was no more rabbit.
I just assumed like the zombie corpse of it just dropped down. I was like,
dude.
well, I live here now. Shit's haunted.
It's just doing this.
Yeah.
Just one paw. But anyways, so then that night it starts raining really hard. I'm like, I got to get Cookie in the pole barn. It's like for real downpour, like hard rain. He's in his little nest over there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm out here. It's starting to rain really hard. I'm going, Cookie, because at night, if you say Cookie outside at night, he just comes over here and he comes in the pole barn. So I'm yelling for Cookie. He's not coming back. I'm like, dude, he must be already like hunkered somewhere.
Yeah.
So I check. He's always in the saloon because we keep that open. He wasn't in there, and I'm like, damn, I wonder where the fuck he went. Didn't see him all day. Next day I come out. This is like semi-normal. Sometimes he just walks away or whatever. He likes to hunt it. And it's summer. He hates winter and he loves summer. At summer at nighttime, he likes to go out and fuck around.
Well, he's a cat.
Yeah. So he's a nocturnal animal.
Yep.
He sleeps all day in here and then he plays.
Yep. Normal cat things.
The next day I walk out here. I'm working. I walk out. I go pee. I walk back out and I hear Cookie meow. And I turn around and go, hey, dude, where the fuck have you been? Because I just talked to Cookie like a person, like he's going to answer me. I go, where the fuck you been, dude? And he's whatever. Walk in here. He walks in here with me. He jumps up on my desk and he's sitting like right here for me. And I look over and I'm like, why is his fur all fucking wet? Like it's dry as hell now.
We're going into it.
Yep. And I'm like, why is it so wet? And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait. And Cookie's like the most calm animal. You just grab his face and like move his shit and he doesn't care.
1,000,000%.
So I like grab his snout and I like pick his up because his whole neck is like not the same, not normal fur consistency. Yeah. And I look at him like, motherfucker, he's got a hole in the middle of his neck. And there's like, it's clearly been like the fur's all fucked up.
Blood. And
I call the vet and I'm like, hey, my cat has a cut on his neck. It like, this looks like an emergency. I don't want to take him to the emergency vet because that's going to be like a shit ton of money.
Yeah. And
it's the middle of the day. Like everybody's open. It's 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah. And you can get somewhere that someone should be able to handle this.
A normal vet. Yeah. And she go, I'd like at least like somebody to look at it before we take the urgent or the emergency. And so she goes, just a second. She comes back. She goes, I'm so sorry for the wait. We are like stacked today, like completely full. The only way we can get him in here is if it's an emergency visit. And I'm like, that's fine. Cause that's still cheaper than the emergency
Perfect.
vet.
It is an emergency visit. Yeah.
She goes, probably 4 to 6. And I was like, it's like 2:30, almost 3. And I go PM and she goes, $100. And I went, what? You don't even know what the fuck's wrong. She goes, probably $400 to $600. If he needs stitches or sutures or anything, he's got to stay overnight. And I'm like, I don't really have another option.
Yeah.
Like he might be real fucked up and I don't know. Right. And so
at that point in time, you're going to go, yeah, okay, let's make it happen.
Right.
I don't give a shit.
Well, and she was like, and I go, when do you want me to come? She's like, right now. And I'm like, okay. So I get Cookie. Ricky just gets home. I put Cookie in the car.
This community would riot.
That's what Kiefer said.
Anything happened.
That's what my brother-in-law said.
Like 100%. The community would be so upset if you didn't help Cookie.
Yeah.
So
well, and I don't. This is the other problem is like, I have like a huge soft spot for animals, and 100%. I don't like to see any animal suffer. He didn't seem like he was suffering, but something's fucked up.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah, his neck is.
It's gross. So I take him to the vet, and I walk in, and I just carry him into the vet. Like this is the kind of cat Cookie is. I literally just carry him out to the car, put him in the car. I carry him into the vet, and I just hold him the whole time. There's dogs walking around. He just looks. He doesn't give a fuck. So we're sitting there. She comes out and she grabs him and she goes, we're going to take him back right now. I'm going to look at him. I'll be right back out while we're doing this just to let you know what's going on and whatever. I'm like, okay. She comes back out.
Hand Cookie off.
Yeah.
You just didn't walk back. I can't believe they didn't let him walk back.
No, they take them like in the backpack, like in the emergency room or whatever. Ooh. Like he didn't look like he was dying. Yeah. Right. So it's like, I don't have to come with you or whatever, and he's so calm that it's like, he's going to let you guys do whatever, whether I'm there or not.
See,
they do it with the dogs, normal visits. You go in the room with them. This one, she was like, we're going to take him in the back and really quick, whatever. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I hand her Cookie over to the lady. Cookie couldn't give any less fucks, dude.
No,
not a one.
Is this girl going to pet me?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
So she comes back out and she goes, so you said he lives in a pole barn. And I go, I did on the phone. I told her this.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, just to like kind of clarify, the pole barn is a house.
Yeah.
It has air conditioning. He has beds. Like it's
he's a litter box.
When I said pole barn,
he's got water.
Yeah, I'm like, you thought it was a farm cat,
outdoor cat.
It's in a real pole barn. Like it's in a guest house almost.
He's a real cat.
And she's like, okay. And she goes, so does he go outside? And I go, he's like an 80-20, 80 inside, 20 outside kind of cat, probably maybe 70-30. And I go, he just goes outside, plays around, comes back in every day. It's like I see him every day. She's like, okay, so what happened? I'm like, he's been gone for one day. When it rained, I'm assuming he didn't come back because it was hunkered down somewhere. I was like, but he came back the next day and this is going on. And she's like, okay. She goes, so he has 2 puncture holes in his neck. And I'm like, okay. And she goes, so something like clearly bit him in the neck. She's like, we have all his fur on his neck shaved back. And she said, you can clearly see 2 puncture holes and then one probably like a claw or a scratch mark in the center of his neck.
So we need to get some cameras set up. We need to murder some
I may have found the animal. I don't know. So anyways, I'm like, okay. And at this point I'm still like, yeah, are we good?
Yeah.
Like I know what you're saying makes sense, but I don't know if he's okay. She's like, what we're going to do is she's like, he seems perfectly fine. Whatever happened, like we can probably, he doesn't need stitches. We don't think. So she's like, we're giving him an antibiotic shot, a powder thing on it, like a disinfectant, a painkiller. And then we're going to send you home with 2 more pills that he needs to take.
Throw the kitchen sink at it. Let's get this cat back up and running.
So she brings him back out and she goes, he's the calmest cat of all time. We grabbed his face, we lifted up, we shaved his neck. He didn't even move. He doesn't give 2 fucks. She goes, just make sure he doesn't lick it, whatever. I'm like, okay. So we get home. He's, seemingly like he acts completely normal. He wants to go back outside. I won't let him outside anymore now because
he runs outside, makes it 3 feet, and then looks back at you like, "You gonna pick me up and pet me?"
And then I pick him up, put him back in here. He's like, he's not allowed to go outside for right
Good
now.
cat.
But so this all happened. So that happened 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Last night, Kiefer comes. My brother-in-law comes over to go fishing with Holden. Holden runs over here. I'm standing right out here. It's like 6:30.
Tell me it's a raccoon.
Yep. We got that little swamp pond out there.
Yeah.
That was a pond kind of, and now it's a swamp.
Yeah, you live in a swamp, Shrek.
Holden comes over and he goes, "Dad, you got like run as fast as you can." I'm like, "Where?" Like that's a weird thing to start with, right?
My heart can't take that.
And he goes, "Run as fast." Yeah, right. I had flip flops on, and he's like, "Run as fast as you can." I'm like, "To where?" And he goes, "The pond. There's something swimming in it." And I'm like what? And he goes, "It's a raccoon." Ricky goes, "No, it's not. Raccoons can't swim."
They can.
And I was like, I don't know if they got those little weird paws. I'm like, maybe they can't, right? Can't think about it.
They're large cats.
She goes, that might legitimately just be like an otter. We're kind of close to the river. Yeah. Could be whatever. And I'm like, okay. And Holden goes, "It's a raccoon." And I'm like, I don't know if Holden knows if you only saw the top of a head, could be any animal. Walk over there. There's a raccoon stuck on the bottom of the bank of that little pond, not moving. Walk over to it and it just looks at me, doesn't hiss, not mad. Really weird. Super like delirious. Weird.
It couldn't get out to the other side?
Dude, it couldn't get up the bank at all. It couldn't move.
You help it out?
So I go get a rake.
Yeah.
Kiefer goes, "Dude, it's got to have rabies." And I go, "It's not aggressive at all. Not that it can't have rabies." I'm like near it.
Yeah.
I went and put jeans on and shoes on so I didn't get dye, right? So I go put like normal shit on and I got like this rake. We got a shovel because I can't get down to it either.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like I'm moving it with the rake and it doesn't give a fuck. And I don't know if it's dying. Lucid. It's going to die down there 100%, like without a doubt.
Yeah, but it could just swim like up to the shorter step.
Acted like something was broke.
Oh.
It kept trying to stand up and it'd tip over. It'd stand up and it'd tip over. And I guess one of the things of rabies is that where it's very
you're like dysfunctioning,
tippy ovary, right? So, but I'm like, here's the thing: if it doesn't have rabies, I'm not gonna let it die down there. Like this is the problem.
It's rough,
and I don't have a way to. And my kids are looking at it.
Yeah, that's rough.
And I don't have a way to tell if it has rabies or not. This is the other problem. I know that it's not gonna run all of a sudden because it can't fucking stand. So it's pretty safe for me to be near it.
So do you save this raccoon?
I saved the fuck out of that raccoon, dude. Got him up on the bank.
Did you watch him?
Took a while. Got him up on the bank, put him like kind of towards the forest a little bit. And then Ricky actually got a hold of like a wildlife conservationist rehab person. They'll just come get shit out of your yard.
Really?
They'll just come pick up animals, possums, raccoons.
Okay.
If they're dying.
Yeah.
Ricky gets a hold of him and is like, "This raccoon's fucked up." We got it on flat ground and it would like stand up every once in a while and just lay right back down. And I'm sort of got me to that little canister away from it.
Yeah.
And it's just looking at me like, "Hey man,
well, that's
I don't
sad.
really know."
Raccoons
it was so sad, dude.
Yeah.
So then we go to dinner and because this wildlife conservationist we haven't heard back.
Yeah.
We go to dinner. We just went like to Lee's right down the road.
Oh, perfect.
Right. So literally 10 minutes away.
Great experience.
Come back. Dude, they were doing karaoke. There was a girl who could sing there. She did like 4 country songs. And I was like, leave her up there. I will start tipping. Like put a hat out.
Gonna go get that for dinner tonight.
Dude, smash burgers weren't bad. Burgers weren't bad.
Home, so
burgers were good. That was the move.
Yeah.
So anyways, we come home. Wildlife conservationist gets a hold of Ricky on the way home. Goes, "Hey, let me know if the raccoon's dead or not."
Oh.
Because I told Ricky, I go, "It's dying. Whatever's happening is it looks like it's dying. And if it stays here overnight, something will come and get it." We have coyotes here.
Oh.
We have fox here. We have other whatever. Anyways, I walk back out there. Not there. I'm like,
Also a little frightening, though.
it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So then I go back in and I go, I got to get a flashlight because if something came and got it, there's going to be blood or something somewhere, most likely. No blood, no weird trails, no weird like it got drug. You could see where it was laying.
Might have just got its strength back.
I think.
Off. Yeah.
So here's the thing. It was when we had got it out of the pond, it was a mama raccoon.
Oh.
You could see
could have been a little
its
tired.
nipples were crazy.
Yeah. Could have been a little tired. It just didn't gauge the situation to go to the shallow end.
I wonder if it almost drowned.
It just kept trying to go up and just got tired out.
I wonder if it almost drowned.
You guys probably saved it when it was like exhausted.
Yeah.
Not figuring things out.
And like when we would pull it out, it tried to buy
the
the
kids.
Yes.
You understand. It's a little wider.
Dude, well, it would like nip. It would nip at the shovel.
Yeah.
And then it would hold on to it and it'd let us pull it up.
Yeah.
And then we put it on the ground. It had no intention of being like, listen, motherfucker, I'm here. It was just like,
you. Yeah.
Oh, dude, like that.
Probably just
saved a raccoon,
saved
dude.
A nice.
This is my life in the past 4 days, I think. That's crazy. What's today? Saturday?
A lot of wildlife story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I just feed a lot of deer in my backyard.
I love deer.
That's all
dude.
I got.
I love them.
Oh, we've had a couple little ones in the backyard.
Little fawns?
The other day I sent a Snapchat of Bambi and there was a little baby rabbit sitting next to it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So it was like a little baby, little fawn, still had all of its spots and stuff, and like just wheel over, and there was like a bunch of little baby rabbits.
Oh, that's
chilling in the yard.
wild.
I live in the middle of nowhere.
That's beautiful.
This
though.
seems very normal.
It is normal. We have deer here that we'll stand by that pond out there.
Yeah.
And I'll come out on the deck, and they won't even run away now.
Oh, they're so tame right now.
Yeah. Nobody's hunting them.
So you know how like close that tree is to my backyard?
Yeah.
Or my
Your
back
deck,
porch.
yeah.
I'll walk out and I'll smoke on that back deck and just watch them.
They'll just sit there?
Yep.
I
They don't
love
give a
that.
shit. They just sit there, eat the apples, have a good time.
People who live in cities don't get this part. This is the best. When I walk out with a coffee in the morning, and I walk out on this porch to walk into here, and I got a hot coffee in my hand. It's like cool out. It's nice. Yeah. And there's 2-3 deer standing by the pond over there.
Yep.
And I walk out and they look at me and their little tails like flopping flies or whatever away. And then they just go back to eating.
You just give them the hello.
Oh,
and
dude.
keep walking.
I go, hey, buddy. And I just stand there and I'll stand there and just watch them for a while. It's amazing.
Yeah.
We got a lot of turkeys here though. Danger.
That's trigger.
It's danger. All right.
All right. Let's end this.
Yep.
We've been talking.
Thanks for watching.
Another hour.
If you watch this on if you listen to this or watch this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Google Podcasts, just like if you rate and review it, it helps us. It's free. So do that. If you watch it on YouTube, like it and comment and stuff.
I'll just cut that at the beginning.
All right.
Somewhere.
Cheers, everybody.
Thanks for being here. That was a lot of ranting, raving.
That was a lot of different topics. We did a good job. We did a good job.
Very fast.
We covered porn and animals.
Okay. We'll see you never.